Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Creators Freedom Project. Periodically, we're going to be showing videos of conversations between advisors and artists involved in the project. In this episode, we're going to be watching a conversation between Brad Barrish of Topspin Media and Parachute Musical, the band that we're working with. Brad's going to be talking about some of the strategies artists can take advantage of.
We're essentially a technology company. We build software, and those tools, the software tools, are actually utilized by record labels, digital marketing companies, management companies, and in some cases artists themselves, to do three main things. Number one is to have a set of marketing tools that can drive people to a particular offer that an artist is doing. Now that offer can be in the form of a transaction where a fan gives you their email address in exchange for some piece of content. It can be selling them something, so there are commerce tools that are part of Topspin, and they allow you to sell everything that you could possibly think of: physical goods, digital goods, tickets to shows, fan club. You could actually come up with a multi-tiered fan club. So you can do all of that stuff with Topspin, and then of course all of the metrics and the analytics and the data, having all of that collected by Topspin, kind of in this holistic approach to everything that matters when an artist is really trying to put together some sort of a business around their artistry and around the music, is what Topspin is focused on as a company. I think a lot of artists get caught up in the exercise of kind of looking across all of the different technologies that are out there and doing something with every one of them. Not only is that a huge waste of time and energy, but it really isn't going to do you any good in the long run, because you're going to have your email list in all different kinds of places, and then you're going to have to spend time exporting them from that one and importing it into another one, and then how do you send your emails out and that whole thing. So it's really easy to get into a situation where it's a fragmented approach to fan management and to email collection and that sort of thing. So for instance, this is the band Low. They've got an email for media widget on their site, and the way that this works is a fan puts in their email address, they click submit, and on the back end, Topspin is collecting geographic information on that person based on IP address. So we're finding out who that customer is and where they are, basically for the price of a download. So, and these widgets can actually be used wherever the fans are. If we look on Pitchfork, for instance, I'm sure you guys all know Pitchfork. They ran a story about this band Low having a free live EP. And in the body of the article that's on Pitchfork is that same email for media widget that you saw over on their website. And it has all the sharing capabilities built in, so I can share it on Facebook, MySpace, Twitter, whatever. So it's really hyper efficient as far as sharing goes. And again, if you put all of your efforts kind of in one technology, it's really nice to be able to see all the results on the back end kind of coming in. And if you put something up for sale without actually having a bunch of people to notify about that offer going up, it's like a tree falling in the forest when nobody's around.
Sure.
And it's really, in all likelihood, you're going to be disappointed with the outcome of the store. Whereas if you take the time to actually cultivate emails ahead of time, you can definitely end up in a scenario where you have a much bigger audience to actually message out in an authentic way that you have something available, that there is new music, or there are tickets available for a show, or whatever it is. And that's hugely important. Of all the fans you email, like how many of them are actually responding to any kind of communication? Like what's been your experience on that end?
It's definitely something that I can go look and see, and it's just kind of, it's not any data that we've ever used actively.
Right.
And it's kind of mixed. There's people who are visiting the links. There's people who are obviously not opening it at all, and there's people who are just kind of opening it and not really doing anything from there.
Are you guys using widgets that are similar to the ones I'm showing you?
We do have your typical sign up for our newsletter, but we have a free EP, which is something that we use to reach out to new fans. It's on Bandcamp. It's a Bandcamp thing, and it's just 4 songs, and it's just entirely free, and in exchange for an email.
We do also see the free EP changes, and it represents material from a couple different records. And typically, I've seen that people that download the free stuff often purchase the remainder of the record later.
That's great.
Whether it's
That's
physical.
Awesome. That's really encouraging. And I think that I've seen that experience a lot with artist campaigns. Here's another great example of an artist that we're working with, a developing artist actually. He used to be the lead singer of the band, the Juliana Theory. I'm not sure if you guys know who they are or not. But he ended up doing a solo record. He's actually giving his record away, but at the same time has premium packages ranging from $20 all the way to $80 that he's selling. I mean, basically, it's at the heart of what Brett is doing on his own site here is really giving the fans the opportunity to listen to the music in a really low friction way, like basically not putting up any barriers except for, enter your email address. And he'll give you the music for free because he's so confident that, once you listen to the music that you're going to be a fan, and in all likelihood you're going to come back. Now I can tell you, I can't get into specific numbers, except I can tell you that upwards of 55% of the people that are purchasing something from him are purchasing his most expensive product.
Wow.
The value of having something for every type of fan is really important. And it's also really important not to drive people away from your artist site to Amazon and iTunes to purchase that stuff. Because the truth is that they don't need your help finding music on Amazon and iTunes. Really what they're coming to your site, no matter, if it's your, some social networking site or if it's your website, is really to reward those fans in some way, shape, or form for coming directly to you and not turning them away and pushing them back out to somewhere else. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.